High School Pitchside, brought to you by KFC, Catch, Ping Pong, Water, Powerade, True Shake, Pringles.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to a special edition of High School Pitchside. We are just one day away from the long-awaited restart of the schoolboy football competition and a return that means even more after the devastating impact of Hurricane Melissa on our island, especially to our schools in Western Jamaica. Tonight, the energy is back. The anticipation is high and the excitement is real. The pitches are ready, the players are ready, and Jamaica is ready. We'll take you through everything you need to know as the Manning Cup kicks off again this Friday, November 28th, and the Da Costa Cup resumes on Saturday, November 29th. Big matchups, group standings, analysis, predictions, we've got it all covered right here. And as you know, I'm your football girlie, Janae Robinson, and alongside me is Giovanni Brady and Daniel Bent. Ronaldo will join us a little later on the show, so don't be worried, he'll be joining us soon. On the other note, unfortunately, the schoolboy football return has not been as smooth as we would have liked. Maldon High have withdrawn from the Da Costa Cup due to difficulty fielding a team in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa.
We spoke to Maldon's head coach, Dylan Thelwell, about a week after the hurricane, and he said he has been unable to communicate with his players because of the impact. He was really struggling to get a team together, which now results in the school's withdrawal from the Costa Cup.
Maldon were slated to play Christiana High in the opening match of a CVM doubleheader on Saturday. In a release on Wednesday, the Inter-Secondary Schools Sports Association said this will result in the following measures. Zone 1 is reduced to 3 teams. Maldon's previous match against Cornwall College was declared null and void. The top-ranked team that does not progress to the quarterfinals will be given a bye in the first round of the Ben Francis. Guys, a lot of changes have been happening with schoolboy football so far, but what I must say, it's really disheartening to hear that Maldon High can't continue, especially for the players. This, I would call it escape for them from their reality, right? And to see and to hear that they have withdrawn. I remember when I saw it come up on Instagram, I was like, oh gosh, this is not what the kids want to hear right now, but it is the reality of the situation.
I think from Issa's perspective, Issa would have held off the beginning of the competition because Hurricane Melissa would have passed probably like
a month ago.
A month ago, probably 3 weeks ago, so they would have withdrawn, giving the schools enough time. But at sometimes things are bigger than football, and if Maldon can't feel a team, then it is understandable.
And then you look at the fact that some of these players is probably their final year in the Costa Cup, final chance to make it big, probably getting a scholarship, probably getting the opportunity for schools to see them. The Hurricane Melissa at this point in time, although we don't have any control over it, has really turned the tables. In most cases, bad because that end of the highland is really damaged. I've seen it firsthand, and it's really devastating.
I hope it's not a case that they can't find some of the players. I hope they found the players.
Mr. Thewell was kind of saying, and that's what kind of disheartening for me, especially because when you can't hear and you can't find these players, you don't know the state and the condition that they're in. Football is an escape. They could probably, the school could probably set up a system where they're dorming and they're together, so they're not out.
What's the condition of the school itself?
And then what's the condition of the school itself? So even if they are supposed to represent Maldon, as in, is there any Maldon school there?
And then it speaks to what has been the support like for us that were in Kingston, as relates to relief packages and so forth, checking on the family, if there is any.
And if we take a look at the screen, we can see the damages that have been done. It is devastating to say the least. As in, I heard a story this morning of their roof was coming off, and just the shock that they had while seeing their roof come off. I can't imagine that reality. And to see that schools are almost like homes away from home. And when you see the school destroyed as well as your home, it's almost like, is there any hope? Water. Right? But schoolboy football continues, so if they're not playing, at least they get to watch, right? And that's the bright side.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, you'll have more on this development in our team talk, but for now, let's take a look at the CVM Manning Cup pictures as schoolboy football makes its big return.
Issa Schoolboy Football is back. The storm has passed, but the spirit remains. This time, it's bigger than football. CVM TV brings you a doubleheader from Waterhouse Mini Stadium. This Friday, November 28, the round of 16 continues with match day 2. In the opening encounter, Woolmer's Boys and Tivoli Gardens face off in a must-win for both teams. Kickoff is at 2 p.m. and Stats and Excelsior clash for a spot at the top of the group in the feature match at 4:15 p.m. Coverage is live and exclusive on CVM TV, CVM Television Jamaica on YouTube, and CVMTV.com. That's the return of the Issa Manning Cup, Friday, November 28. A doubleheader at Waterhouse Mini Stadium. Tivoli Gardens versus Woolmer's Boys at 2 p.m. and Stats versus Excelsior at 4:15 p.m.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch, so tasty. What a catch, with a caramel center. What a catch, and so much chocolate. Ooh yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy, with so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel. Ooh yeah. What a catch, oh. What a catch, you know we love you. What a catch, oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
Two massive clashes headline Friday's restart. Tivoli Gardens versus Woolmer's at 2 p.m. and then right after St. Andrew Technical up against Excelsior High at 4:15 p.m. Both games live on CVM TV, live from the Waterhouse Mini Stadium. Both matches carry major Group 1 implications, and the standings have never mattered more as these teams chase momentum after the long break. Take a look at the Manning Cup table. Tivoli Gardens losing 1-0 to St. Andrew Technical in their opening game, and Woolmer's with a 3-0 defeat to Excelsior means a defeat for either team will see them eliminated from the competition. So the stakes are really high. If we take a look at the table, we can see Excelsior's leading, St. Andrew Technical. Tivoli Gardens probably has a chance. Probably.
Yeah, but probably. Still a very slim chance. If we were to look at Woolmer's Boys from the opening round of Manning Cup, they were the third or fourth best attacking team, and now progressing to the critical stage, the goals have dried up. So it's a call for concern. Kingston College, not Kingston College, Tivoli Gardens was in a group with Kingston College.
Yeah.
They were there and thereabout, but now it's crunch time.
Definitely.
So, how do you see it, Gio, from a Woolmer's perspective? Although I know he didn't go to Woolmer's, but so just for Ronaldo's sake.
Ronaldo into Woolmer's, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Woolmer's is, I mean, Woolmer's they've made this part of the competition. I never had them progressing before this part of the competition. I still don't have them progressing now. Tivoli Gardens, I think Excelsior and Stats are the teams that are going to go through. Excelsior, again, as we would have stated, is playing pretty good football this season.
I see your dark horse to win.
Still my dark horse. Stats, we know Stats has not necessarily won trophies, but we know what Stats has done in terms of performances and progressing deep in the competitions. Tivoli Gardens won the Walker Cup a few years ago. Woolmer's is a school that is, back in the day, powerhouse school.
Yes.
But thinking about this season, Tivoli Gardens Woolmer's is going to be a big game. I think Tivoli may just scrape that out, but if Woolmer's want to hang on, they have to get a result. They have to prove that, they are the big boys. You want to call them big boys?
Yes.
Big boys. Yeah.
Definitely. I can't wait to see this match because Tivoli and Woolmer's have traded big, high-scoring results in recent campaigns. Notably, 4-2 Woolmer's win in September 2024 and Tivoli's revenge with a 4-2 victory in October 2024, showing how explosive this rivalry has been, which makes this game even more interesting. And that's what I love about football, the storylines behind the games. It brings life to the games, and especially when you have rich traditions, as Gio was mentioning before with these schools, it gives the game more purpose. And I'm sure I'm sure the boys will want those 3 points, but I don't think it's going to be an easy feat for them.
And I will then say it has some interesting storyline as well, because being that Jerome Waite is the head coach of Tivoli Gardens Premier League team, a lot of these Tivoli Gardens players he would have known.
Yes,
so,
and he's familiar with.
Yeah, I'm familiar with. So it's going to be a tactical battle with Coach Nicholas and Jerome Waite. So let us see who wins.
Well, we must have 2 wins in their last 3 meetings with Tivoli. Tivoli had the better record before the break, and they finished second in Zone B of the first round behind Kingston College. 6 wins, 1 loss, 3 draws in 10 games. Wolmer's third in Zone E behind Mona Calabar. 6 wins, 4 losses in 10 games. Meanwhile, at the other end of the Group 1 table, St. Andrew Technical versus Excelsior. 2 teams with something to prove after the hurricane interruption.
Definitely.
They both have 3 points, with Excelsior leading the group on goal difference. But this is generally another closely contested affair. And we can take a look at the head-to-head graphics. In recent seasons, St. Andrew Technical have dominated this fixture, securing 3 wins in 4 meetings since 2019. And as you guys know, Excelsior is my alma mater, so I have a little bit of bias towards them. But I must give Coach Keon Broderick a lot of props, because he has been working with his team for the last, 2 to 3 years, and now we're seeing them reap the benefits of his work.
Yeah, the fruits of that labor. We had him on the show here a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he's a very eloquent guy. He's a very knowledgeable guy with football. You know. I mean, what can I say about Excelsior that I have not said before? Let me not try to be biased. Yeah, you
say for a change. I mean, Excelsior is, as I say, was one of the dark horse to win, and I think Excelsior has in this contest more than one person that can win a game.
Yes.
Kimala Scott can definitely take the mantle by its head and go ahead and win the game. Even as I look at the tactical breakdown, they tend to want to have control of the middle of the park.
Yes.
And from there, using the white spaces to get the crosses in, where Kimala Scott will finish it.
Yes. He has proven himself
a consistent finisher.
Yes.
So he's a gem, and I'm sure, as Jenny has said, that she's rooting for Excelsior to win. Anything other than that will be raised eyebrows.
Yes, and as we look at the rest of the keys to victory, they are also compact defensively. Well, Stats strives on the quick breaks, and they are denying space. Well, them denying space will be very critical in this game against Excelsior, especially because they have the attacking impetus, as well as playing through their wide attackers. Excelsior's wings have been their most dangerous asset.
A lot of speed.
Yes, a lot of speed. And they are good in football, but we know that they're also good in track and field. And I'm sure that they're down there sprinting and getting fit as well, especially if you've used the 3 weeks to your advantage. There are things that you kind of I would say you got the extra time to work on and sharpen up on. So tomorrow's showing will be pretty exciting for me, as well as, not to cut you, Gio, but St. Andrew Technical has faced a lot of loss, right?
Yeah, for sure.
They're also one of the schools that are accommodating students that have been impacted by Hurricane Melissa. So there's a lot of things going on down there. But I know, similarly to Keon Broderick, Philip Williams has been with these boys for a while.
For a long time.
So let's see how they use those 3 weeks.
And I think there's an extra motivation, because before the break, they would have lost one of his former players, Salman.
I think
that's no